For over 3 decades, one man had shaped the fate of Lebanon, without ever stepping into the public eye. His voice echoed through underground bunkers. His words could move armies. And his enemies called him one of the most dangerous men alive. He was one of the most powerful men in the Middle East, yet few had ever seen him in person. This is the untold story of Hassan Nasrallah, the invisible leader of Hezbollah.
لكن لو أني أعلم أني أقتل ثم أحرق ثم أذوب في الهواء ثم أحيا ثم أقتل ثم أحرق ثم أذوب في الهواء ثم أحيا.
Nasrallah was a Lebanese cleric and politician who served as the third Secretary-General of Hezbollah, which in Arabic means Party of God. He was the Secretary-General from 1992 until his assassination in September 2024. Under Nasrallah's leadership, Hezbollah grew beyond its civil war roots as a militia and built up an elaborate network of social welfare programs as well as a political program. Hassan Nasrallah was born in Burj Hammoud, East Beirut, to a Lebanese Shia Muslim family and was one of 10 children in his family. According to the Britannica, Nasrallah was raised in an impoverished district of eastern Beirut, where his father ran a small grocery store. As a boy, Nasrallah was an earnest student of Islam. He went to Al-Najah School and then a public school in Sin El Fil, Beirut. In 1975, his family was forced to flee south from Beirut after the outbreak of the Lebanese Civil War, where he joined Amal, a Lebanese Shia paramilitary group with ties to Iran and Syria. Following Israel's invasion of Lebanon in 1982, Nasrallah left Amal to join the Hezbollah movement, a more radical force that was heavily influenced by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini and the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran. It is here that he managed to rise through the military ranks of Hezbollah, becoming a leading figure in the organization. Nasrallah's rise to prominence was quite remarkable. His leadership of the organization was characterized by his populism. He relied on charisma and subtle charm to express his message. He was not a fiery or intimidating speaker. Rather, he came across as thoughtful, humble, and at times humorous. Moreover, under his leadership, Hezbollah cultivated an elaborate network of social welfare programs, which helped win the group broad grassroots support. He steered the organization beyond its roots as an Islamist militia and into the realm of national politics, establishing himself as a political leader without holding public office.
The only way out of the crisis is that we have early parliamentary elections. This way, we will be taking the people's choice in electing a president. I call on President Emil Lahoud to do whatever his conscience, his national and constitutional duty permits him to do, and to take the necessary constitutional and national steps to salvage the country from power vacuum.
After a brief period of religious studies in Iran, Nasrallah returned to Lebanon and became Hezbollah's leader after his predecessor, Abbas al-Musawi, was assassinated by an Israeli airstrike in 1992.
انه يستشهدوا مثلا بهالشكل بهالطريقه هذا الله بده اياه من شان وجدان الناس حياه الناس قلوبهم.
With Hezbollah engaged in a war of attrition against the continued Israeli occupation of southern Lebanon, Israel launched an assault in 1996 to combat rockets fired into northern Israel. Nasrallah's national profile was raised when he negotiated, through U.S. mediation, a ceasefire on cross-border attacks with Israel. Israel withdrew its forces in 2000 after occupying southern Lebanon for 18 years, a decision widely considered in Lebanon to have been due to Hezbollah's attacks. In fact, the date of Israeli withdrawal is celebrated as a public holiday in Lebanon. Nasrallah was credited in Lebanon and the Arab world for ending the Israeli occupation of the south of Lebanon, and this bolstered Hezbollah's political standing in Lebanon. Following an ambush by Hezbollah in Israeli territory that left 3 soldiers dead and 2 abducted, the 2006 Lebanon war started. During the conflict, Nasrallah came under intense criticism from Arab countries, including Jordan, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. Jordan's King Abdullah II and Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak warned on July 14th of the risk of the region being dragged into adventurism that does not serve Arab interests, while the Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Saud al-Faisal called the Hezbollah attacks unexpected, inappropriate, and irresponsible acts. He went further, saying, "These acts will pull the whole region back to years ago, and we cannot simply accept them." In a TV interview aired on Lebanon's new TV station on the 27th of August 2006, Nasrallah said that he would not have ordered the capture of 2 Israeli soldiers if he had known it would lead to such a war. "We do not think even 1% that the capture led to a war at this time, and of this magnitude. I'm convinced and sure that this war was planned, and that the capture of these hostages was just their excuse to start their pre-planned war. But if I had known on July 11th that the operation would lead to such a war, would I do it? I say no, absolutely not." At the end of the 2006 war, Nasrallah's speech solidified his public image as a charismatic leader in the media age. The speech made him a symbol of pan-Arab national heroism, and it included this appeal to the Lebanese nation. "Our victory is not the victory of the party. It is not the victory of a party or a community. Rather, it is a victory for Lebanon, for the real Lebanese people and every free person in the world. Your resistance, which offered in the 2000 victory a model for liberation, offered in the year 2006 a model for steadfastness. Legendary steadfastness and miraculous steadfastness. It is strong proof for all Arabs and Muslims and all rulers, armies, and peoples. The Lebanese resistance provided strong proof to all Arab and Islamic armies."
This is what IDF soldiers found in only 2 weeks in southern Lebanon. Let's take a look. You can see behind me hundreds of missiles, IEDs, explosives, and warheads, all stored and ready to use against Israeli civilians. Here we can see precise anti-tank missiles. IDF soldiers have found hundreds of these in the last 2 weeks only. This is a rocket launcher that our soldiers found. Many of these were found in civilian homes aimed towards Israel. Here we can see IEDs hidden inside of makeshift rocks that look like the terrain in northern Israel and in southern Lebanon.
Under Nasrallah, Hezbollah transformed from a local militia into a major regional military force. He oversaw Hezbollah's role in the 2006 war with Israel, where, after 34 days of conflict, he declared a divine victory. That war boosted his standing across the Arab world. Hezbollah, under his leadership, also built up tens of thousands of rockets, advanced weapon systems, and developed a balance of deterrence with Israel. He made Hezbollah not just a military actor, but a political party, participating in elections, taking seats in parliament, and having influence in Lebanese government decisions. He built social welfare networks, schools, hospitals, relief services, especially in Shia-majority regions, giving Hezbollah legitimacy among those communities. He was also widely seen as the voice of resistance, especially against Israel, in much of the Arab and Shia world, which gave him symbolic power beyond just military or political might. Over the years, Hezbollah under Nasrallah got involved beyond Lebanon, Syria, Iran, and an alliance with sectarian ideological partners. His relationship with Iran was central: financial, military, and ideological support. It gave him access to weapons, training, and funding. As Iran worked in the late 2010s and early 2020s to consolidate its network of alliances across the Middle East, which it refers to as the Axis of Resistance, Nasrallah was one of the network's most important nodes. On October 7, 2023, Axis ally Hamas, a Palestinian militant group in the Gaza Strip, launched a land, sea, and air attack on Israel. Nasrallah congratulated Hamas on the attack. Hezbollah and Israel intensified their cross-border skirmishes in the wake of the attack and the onset of the Israel-Hamas war.
Israel אנחנו במלחמה, לא במבצע, לא בסבבים, במלחמה. הבוקר חמאס פתח במתקפת פתע רצחנית נגד מדינת ישראל ונגד אזרחיה. אנחנו בתוך זה משעות הבוקר המוקדמות. כינסתי את ראשי מערכת הביטחון. הנחיתי קודם כל לטהר את היישובים מהמחבלים שחדרו פנימה. הפעולה הזאת מתבצעת בשעות הללו.
Nasrallah transformed Hezbollah from a small militant group into a major political, military, and social force in Lebanon and beyond. Under his leadership, Hezbollah became a state within a state, managing its own social services, clinics, schools, housing, and gaining legitimacy among Lebanon's Shia population. His political influence extended into the Lebanese parliament. Hezbollah became a player in governance, not just militancy. That coexistence of political power plus military capability made him unique.
الاحتمالات في جبهتنا اللبنانية مفتوحة. عمليات المقاومة في الجنوب ودماء شهدائنا وشهدائكم في الجنوب تقول لهذا العدو الذي قد يفكر بالاعتداء على لبنان أو بقيامه بعملية استباقية باتجاه لبنان أنك سترتكب أكبر حماقة.
He crafted a public identity around resistance to Israel, occupation, and external interventions, which resonated with many in Lebanon, the wider Arab world, and among the diaspora. His speeches, often combining religious, ideological, and nationalist imagery, bolstered this image. After Israel withdrew from southern Lebanon in 2000, Nasrallah was widely praised by supporters for leading what was seen as a victory. That moment strengthened his legacy as someone who achieved with asymmetric tactics what conventional armies could not. Hezbollah under Nasrallah didn't rest on military strength alone. Many Lebanese in Shia majority and underserved areas came to rely on Hezbollah's institutions, medical, educational, charitable, where the state was weak. That built loyalty and legitimacy. While many support Nasrallah, many others see him as a destabilizing force. Critics argue that his regional interventions in Syria, aiding Assad, alliances with Iran, dragged Lebanon into conflicts that damaged its reputation and economy. On the domestic front, Hezbollah's military power and semi-autonomous status have been seen by some Lebanese as undermining state sovereignty. The cost in casualties, infrastructure damage during conflicts, and the strain on Lebanon's fragile institutions are frequently brought up. Nasrallah seldom appeared in public in accessible locations. Many speeches were delivered from undisclosed locations or via satellite video link. This limited the risk of assassination and gave an aura of mystery. Security around him was extremely tight. Few people saw him in person, and those who did were likely trusted. His movements were restricted, and intelligence sources indicate that Israel had long focused on penetrating Hezbollah's network to try to locate him. Nasrallah and Hezbollah invested heavily in intelligence and counterintelligence. They kept their operational plans compartmentalized, used secure communication methods, and maintained stealth where possible. These methods allowed him to survive multiple assassination attempts.
Hezbollah's Secretary-General has presented new evidence linking Israel to the assassination of former Lebanese Premier Rafiq Hariri. During a press conference, Sayed Hassan Nasrallah showed footage taken by Israeli surveillance aircraft monitoring the route Hariri used to take every day. Nasrallah also said Lebanese Defense Ministry reports show Israeli surveillance planes and warplanes flew over the area where Hariri was assassinated on the day he was murdered.
A bombing in a Beirut suburb last Friday was an Israeli attempt to assassinate Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah, the Kuwaiti daily Al Jarida reported. Unnamed sources told the daily Israel received information of plans by Nasrallah to meet with senior officials in the southern Beirut suburb, including Lebanese terrorist Samir Kuntar, who was freed by Israel in a Hezbollah prisoner swap. A number of Hezbollah members are believed to have been injured in the blast, but there is no confirmation concerning whether Nasrallah was also among them, the Kuwaiti daily said. One of those believed to have been injured is Mustafa Badr al-Din.
Despite the secrecy, Nasrallah built a very visible symbolic presence. Speeches, broadcasts, images used in loyal territories, and presence in social memory. For example, billboards, satellite TV channels, murals, etc. This visibility did not require physical exposure. His speeches often came at moments of crisis, which maximized impact. He used pauses, moral appeals, and religious framing to elevate his messages. Critics say he used rhetoric carefully to unify his base, even during controversies.
Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of the terrorist army Hezbollah, was killed by Israel Defense Forces in a precise strike in Beirut last night while he was in Hezbollah's central headquarters commanding more imminent attacks against the people of Israel.
Nasrallah was reportedly killed on September 27, 2024, in an Israeli airstrike on a southern suburb of Beirut, which targeted Hezbollah's underground headquarters beneath a residential building. Along with him, several senior Hezbollah leaders and commanders were killed. Not just Nasrallah.
I can bring you some breaking news that according to the Reuters news agency, Lebanon's Hezbollah group is now confirming that its leader Hassan Nasrallah has been killed in that bombing attack by the Israelis that we...
Hezbollah has suffered a string of blows to its command structure over the last fortnight, culminating in the killing of its elusive leader Hassan Nasrallah on Friday.
Sources say his body was found beneath rubble, and there are varying details about the cause of death. Some reports suggest toxic fumes and being trapped under debris, while others suggest blunt force trauma. After the strike, Hezbollah confirmed Nasrallah's death through a public announcement. His funeral was held on February 23, 2025, about 5 months after his death, following delays likely for security reasons. Immediately after his death, Hashem Safiaddin, seen as Nasrallah's heir apparent, was also killed in a subsequent Israeli airstrike on October 3, 2024. Then Naim Qassem was elected Secretary-General of Hezbollah. Supporters decried the strike. His death raised many questions about what comes next for Hezbollah's leadership, its military capacity, and its role in Lebanese politics. Loved, feared, and rarely seen, Hassan Nasrallah remains one of the most enigmatic and polarizing figures of our time. His rise from a quiet revolutionary to the leader of a powerful movement demonstrates the complex interplay of ideology, resilience, and regional geopolitics. Whether seen as a symbol of resistance or a controversial strategist, his legacy is defined by both loyalty and secrecy, influence and controversy. Understanding Nasrallah is not just about one man. It's about the movements, conflicts, and narratives that shaped an entire region. In the end, his story forces us to confront the deeper questions of power, identity, and the lengths to which individuals and groups will go to assert their vision in a turbulent world.
اليوم يقول لكل الذين يخاطبون حزب الله ويقولون له اخرجوا من هذه المعركة ولكم الأمان، تخلوا عن هذه المعركة وستبقون على قيد الحياة وستشطبون من لوائح الإرهاب.